Hello and welcome back to yet another episode of WineDown. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you guys so much. You made it to Friday. It's the last Friday of Black History Month. I took a few Fridays off, and that's okay because I needed a break. There's been a lot going on, and that's what we're going to get into this video. It's going to be very personal. I promise I won't shed any tears because who has time for all that? But it's going to be a good personal episode. I kind of readjusted my camera a little bit to kind of fit my scene going on over here a little bit more. So I hope y'all like it. But welcome to Friday, guys. Welcome to Wine Down. Welcome to another glass with your boy. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you guys so much for tuning in. I appreciate you guys for your likes, your shares, your comment, all your support. I really appreciate it. This week, this month has been a emotional roller coaster, to say the very least, okay? And again, if it looks like I'm looking out into the distance, guys, it's because I have the whole camera set up different this time, and it looks more like I am my camera's off to the side and it looks weird, but whatever. That's neither here nor there. So let's get into it. We have Rufino Prosecco, okay? DOC sparkling wine. I decided to do a Prosecco because I can't do it, guys. I can't. Oh, wait, the makeup thing, it's, there it is. Rufino Prosecco, product of Italy. I absolutely love Italy. Shout out to the Italians, or just Italian culture in general. Okay, Rufino Prosecco is produced from beautiful vineyards in the northeastern region of Italy. Bright and crisp, the sparkling wine has hints of peach and golden apples. First of all, I love peaches and I love apples. Secondly, okay, the last time we did a sparkling wine, I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was a rosé. Also, I have my LAE candle here, Laced Aroma Essentials. Shout out to the owner, who I know personally. Shout out to her. But this was created the business was created in 1877. So yeah, it's 11% alcohol, which isn't a whole lot, but let's get into it, guys. My glass got fingerprints on it, but y'all can't see. It's pretty. I accidentally popped the bottle before we started. My bad, guys. I'm gonna do about that much. That's not bad. But I definitely accidentally popped the bottle before we got started. I was trying to loosen it just a little bit to make sure that I had the perfect whatever. I was trying to make sure that it happened perfectly, but it did not, unfortunately, and it popped and a little cork came out a little too soon. So this week, we are raising our glass to 24-year-old mother of two, Shania Bell. Okay, Shania Bell was unfortunately arrested for leaving her two children in a motel room while she went to work at Little Caesars Pizza. But here's the beauty in it, the beauty in community, the strength of community. A village of supporters came together and donated more than $160,000 to her. She's from Ohio. She just, was trying to make it in this world, trying to feed her kids, trying to figure out life during a pandemic, a pandemonium, and whichsoever you want to call it with a P. She was trying to figure it out like all of us are every single day. And unfortunately, she had to leave her kids in the hotel room to go to work. And her story is a little bit, she says, my daughter decided that she wanted to stay here, which is in the hotel. My daughter told me that this is where she wants to be. And I felt that she was old enough to be able to stay here with her sister for a few hours because my job is right down the street. She wasn't far. I'm a latchkey kid, 110%. By the time I got home, my mom was usually going to work, had to let myself in. By the time I was getting up to go to school, she was normally coming home from work, so we were ships passing in the night. So yeah, the The young mother was released from police custody the next day after she had went to jail. but the children were turned over to their father. She's still in shock. Of course, mom is still in shock and hurt behind, this situation because all she was doing was providing for her children or trying to provide for her children. The father clearly was not in existence. So Shania or Shania, however you pronounce it, Shania, I believe it is. We raise our glass to you, ma'am. Keep providing for those babies. Sometimes you got to do what you got to do. And sometimes that means lock that door and don't answer it for nobody. If they ain't got a key, they ain't supposed to be. This is pretty good. If they ain't got a key, they ain't supposed to be in here. And that's okay. I didn't even get to chill this, guys. It's been hectic. The part that behooves me is that they arrested her and charged her with child endangerment and turned the kids over to their father, which, where was he in the beginning? Why wasn't he watching the kids while she was at work? There's so much going on here. Why are they in a motel room? Like, as a social worker or as a case manager, these are things to think about. She didn't endanger them, if you ask me. It didn't say the baby's ages. And I got that story from because of thenwecan.com, so you can go look and read more into that. It's all over social media because y'all arrested this black mother for trying to take care of her black babies during Black History Month. So the community came and they did what they were supposed to do for this young mother. And I really think that's an amazing thing. I think there's strength in numbers. And they most likely changed her life for the better, which is amazing because a little over 160. If y'all want to send me 160 grand, if y'all want to send me 60 grand, if y'all want to send me $60, okay, my Cash App will be in the prescription down below. I ain't saying I'm begging or nothing. I ain't saying I need the money. But if y'all got an extra 160 sitting around that you just decide, I need to give this to somebody. Hey, I'm here. Me. I'll stand in that line. So let's get into today's episode. I chose that story because this episode is going to be all about my mommy. All about my mother, the woman who raised me, the woman who gave her life for me, the woman who made me who I am in so many ways. With a little bit of help, of course, or actually a lot of bit of help. We'll get into it. I told you guys a while back that my mother, unfortunately, was diagnosed with stage 4 metastatic lung cancer. And because of that, me and my siblings had to band together and take care of her, which has been a whirlwind of an experience. I absolutely love my siblings. We have always had the best relationship with one another. There's 7 of us all together. My mother has only given birth to 4. So there's that. And she only got, oh no, I was getting ready to lie and say she only got 1 baby daddy. She got 2. That's her business. We ain't talking about that. Everybody got a pass. Mind your business. How many baby daddies you got? Or how many baby mamas you got that you don't know nothing about? They ain't told you about them children from back when you was acting the fool back in the day. They ain't called you yet, but they gonna catch up to you in the supermarket. Anyway, my mother, 68 years of age, got stage 4 metastatic lung cancer. And metastatic means that it has moved to other parts in her body. And it kind of happened very rapidly. She's not passed on, so don't think that this is that conversation that is happening. I just need you guys to understand where I am in life. And I feel like we've become a family. All 46 of us, we've become a family a little bit. And it's okay for me to share myself with you guys. I believe in vulnerability. I believe that you do not come out of a situation unless you talk about it, unless you feel comfortable enough to talk about it. I'll tell anybody my story who will listen. Anyway, back to my mother. Unfortunately, a week ago today, actually, or tomorrow technically, she had a seizure. One of the places that her cancer metastasized was to her brain. And unfortunately, once she was getting better, she was progressing very well, and her doctor decided to lower her dose of chemo. And because of that, um, the lesions on her brain grew back, or the tumors on her brain. Some of them grew back, some of them were brand new and were bigger than the ones that were there before, causing some irritation to her brain, and she had a seizure and fell. Excuse me, this is sparkling wine. And so, because of that, she was rushed, of course, to the hospital because we didn't know what to do. So she was rushed to the hospital, and while at the hospital, of course, they sedated her and all that jazz. They put a tube down her throat so she could breathe, or to help her breathe. And she was basically put on life support. Although the seizure did not cause her to die or anything like that, she wasn't put under, the seizure was not life-threatening. They put her on the breathing machine so that they could monitor her brain activity and all of that stuff. And so, unfortunately, she started to rely on the breathing machine solely, which became her life support. But let me tell you about my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, because as I told y'all, I'm a Christian. I believe in Jesus, but I will fight like a dog in the street if need be. He turned water into wine. Shut up. And so, because of her seizure and all that, she has a tube down her throat, right? And so, it came to a point where the doctors wanted me and my siblings to make a decision that when they turn the breathing machine off, what will happen? Will we let her die and go in peace, or are we going to give her a fighting chance and stab a hole in her throat so she can breathe and she'll breathe out of the hole in her throat? And we were like, hey, I would like to have my mother here, and I'll tell you why we made the decision we made. We made the decision we made because she was still alert. She was still aware. She couldn't talk, but she could nod. She knew her name. She knew our names. And mind you, because of her cancer, she has constant confusion in the sense of she might not know what day it is. She might not know what time it is of the day. She might not even know who the president is, but she knows her name. She knows her address. She knows all of her kids' names. She knows what her kids' names aren't. She knows what we look like, what we sound like. So she was responsive, and she could nod up and down and shake back and forth. She even knew that she didn't want her ex-husband coming to the hospital to help her. Sounds like a woman who knows what she wants to me. I'm just saying. Okay? Sounds like a woman who want to live. So after a few days, we made that decision on Wednesday that if you turn the breathing machine off and she doesn't make it, then do a tracheostomy, I believe it's called. Intertracheal tube is what she has. I know medical terms because where did I get my medical degree from? Grey's Anatomy. Shout out to Shonda Rhimes, even though she's no longer an owner of the show. Anyway, neither here nor there. I digress. So we made that decision, and we made that decision as a family, but it has been a whirlwind of emotions because, of course, that's something that's scary. It's very hard. My mother has always been a very vivacious woman. Vibracious? I don't know words. Y'all know my tongue is heavy and I'm dyslexic. So she's always been a very happy character, a very upbeat person. She has her moments like everybody else does because she's very, very human. And she's a Gemini child. Who knows where she's going to be on a day-to-day basis. But anyway, she's always been a very expressive person, larger than life person. And so to see her down and out and still try to be herself was absolutely amazing. It was very, very hard. It still is very, very hard. She's still in the hospital. So it's been a little bit of a roller coaster emotionally for myself and my family, but that has a lot to do with where I've been and why I've been. But most of all, I wanted to at least dedicate one episode just to my mama. But this is the lady who worked from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. for 17 years straight as a labor and delivery nurse. doing the work of an OBGYN for 17 years straight. That was just at one hospital. And before that, she did it at another hospital for, I think, a previous 15 years. And that's kind of been her life's work. She's always enjoyed working in a hospital setting. She's a very, very, very intelligent woman. And as I said, she is absolutely positively the life of the party. And I don't see that changing no time soon, because guess what? They turned that ventilator down a little bit. She started breathing on her own. They turned it down a little bit more. She started breathing even more on her own. So she ain't ready to go till she ready to go. Okay? She just that kind of woman. She gonna make her own decisions and do what she want to do when she ready to do it. And leaving up out of here ain't one of those things, because it ain't in God's will for her quite yet. And if it is, that's something we gonna have to be okay with, because sometimes you get tired of fighting. I ain't ready for my mama to go, but sometimes, you get tired of fighting. However, she gonna come up out of there. She gonna walk up out of there and have a good time. She gonna dance again. We gonna sing again and have us a good old time like we used to when she gets up out of there. So this is kind of like a salute to really all mothers, especially black mothers. Shout out to the 85 South Show and Carlos Miller, because they have this, or not have this, but I was watching a clip from their podcast that they did live, and they were talking about how being a kid, when your mama come in and put that one drink in the refrigerator, and how bet not nobody in the house touch it. And Chico was like, you bet I'm gonna open it. And Carlos was like, you open it, you gotta move out. And he started flipping out. And that was my mama. My mama was, when she got mad, I'm moving out, I'm leaving, I gotta go, y'all don't appreciate me. And it was like, mama, you just being dramatic, bro. I get it. Just say you want us to take the trash out. That's all you had to say. I got you. But, being a 14, 15, 16-year-old kid, it just sounded like a bunch of complaining at the time. But I would give anything to hear one of my mama's rants again. So if you are a black mother, thank you in advance. If you're a black mother of a young child, of a baby, thank you in advance for the things that you have done, for the things you are going to do. Even if you had to give a kid up, thank you for hopefully making that kid's life a hell of a lot better than you could have done. That is huge. I salute mothers who do it. I think it is a very hard job to be a mother, especially a single mother, of multiples. I think they kill it every single day. My mother had help. Her help came from my sister, who, shout out to her. She was my second mom, or my father, if you will. He wasn't around, so she did the job, and she did a damn good job. She got myself as well as her own kids off to college and living nice lives. I ain't no millionaire, nothing like that. Because again, if y'all want to send me a couple dollars, it's in the description below. Anyway, that's my story. That's where I have been. That's my mother's story. If I had more time, I would tell you guys so much more about my mother. She's an absolutely amazing human being. Even down to the fact that when her mother got sick, she took care of her mom for 4 years straight by herself, So, and then granted, my grandma didn't live but up the street from us, but my mama got up in the morning and made sure she was showered and cleaned and fed before she had to go to work at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. By that point, she was working 2 to 10 shift. So, it's just working and taking care of people is what she's always done. So, which is what black women do, because black women are the queens of F it, I'll do it myself. You know what I'm saying? If you don't want to do it, I'll do it. So here's to you, mama. I absolutely love you. If you got your mama, go kiss on her and hug on her, tell her you love her. If she ain't around, that's okay. You got your own kids, go kiss on them and hug them and tell them you love them, and you're going to always be there for them. Do the opposite of what she did if your mama wasn't there for you. My mama was there for me, so tomorrow when I get the chance, I'm going to get up and go hug and kiss and love on her. So here's to my mama. I love you guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for liking, for commenting, sharing, all that stuff. Thank you for having a glass of wine with me here at WineDown. We love you guys. We appreciate you so much. There's big things coming that I'm going to be able to tell you about soon that I can't tell you about today. But here soon, I will be able to let you guys in on a little secret that happened to me. It is an amazing, amazing experience, and I can't wait to share it with you guys. But for now, until next week, I love you. Bye.